Karibuni nyumbani. This is our home, and we are truly African. So we are very proud about our hospitality. So I am hoping today you experience true African hospitality. And if I can request the Africans in the room to make sure we do that. Is that okay? That's the only thing that I request you to do. Help us to be good hosts. And I hope we've done so so far. I was requested to speak about investing in Africa and why Africa, why East Africa. And when they called me to prepare, I asked them, why not? Why should you, how can you ask the question, why? I think I still pride myself to think that I'm a young person. And I'm just tired of being told about potential, that Africa has potential. I think we are done with potential. It's about building momentum. And that's the story that we would like, or I would like to focus on and to speak about the momentum that we have in Africa and why you should join it. If you forget nothing else that I say today, please remember that Africa does not need investors, it needs partners. Yes? Because we have key investors, and we've showcased our best for you this morning, haven't we? Do you think he needs an investor or he needs a partner? He needs partners. So please keep that in mind. Africa needs partners. And if you're partnering with Africans to invest in Africa, what is it that you're investing in? I want to talk about 4 short points. One, you're investing in growth. Why growth? We are sitting in East Africa currently. Just look at the East African countries around us. Ethiopia, which is our neighbor, is averaging 8 to 10% GDP growth. Kenya, which is a hub of fintech and innovation, is growing at between 5 to 6% annually. Our neighbors after Uganda are Rwanda, and they are growing at above 7%. Tanzania, which is our neighbor to the south, is growing at 5.5%. DRC is growing at about 8 to 9%. Where else will you find a group of countries grouped together the way East Africa is, growing at above the global average? And numbers don't lie. You know, if the numbers were coming from each of our countries, you'd say, okay, maybe they cooked up X or Y. These growth numbers are the standard that is used across the world, isn't it? And so when you partner with us to invest in Africa, you're investing for growth. My second point is you're investing for impact. What excites me, and at ALN Kenya, we started 70 years ago. We are on our 70th year of growth. 20 years ago, I've been at ALN Kenya for 23 years. 20 years ago, we started ALN. And with ALN, we are now in 14 countries in Africa, helping connect ideas, connecting businesses. And we have an office out of Dubai, which helps us with Middle East and Asia market into Africa. That means that there is impact in the work that we are doing. Dr. Mwangi has talked about their growth in 7 countries in Africa, starting from a small building society to one of the largest institutions we have, financial institutions on the continent. And the beauty about it is not the numbers, it's not the growth as it were, it's the impact. When you invest in Africa, you're probably bringing an infrastructure project that they have never seen before. Or you're starting a fintech, or you're providing power or energy in a manner that is giving impact because it could be the first of its kind. On Tuesday this week, we launched here in our office the first cyber training arena in Africa. Those are things you can only do on this side of the world. Being able to know that whatever investment you're making, it is for impact. The third thing why you should invest and why you should partner with us in investing in Africa is when you invest in Africa, you find people, so you invest in people. People is actually one of our greatest our greatest resource here in Kenya. Our Principal Secretary will tell you, we are blown apart when we see the amount of FDI coming in from our human capital outside Kenya. And the story is the same in the African countries. We have brilliant minds. We have young people, and we pride ourselves because we say in Kenya, our average age is about 18. It's not really about because we are just young. We are young, educated, and innovative. That means when you're looking for solutions, when you're looking for solutions that will change the status quo, that will change the way you're doing your business, you're better off looking for people who are young and energetic and innovative. So when you invest in Africa, you invest in people. My last point, as it were, so that we can move on our conversation, is investing in Africa is about investing for sustainability. A lot of you in your markets where you come from outside Africa are really trying to think about how you develop your sustainability story. How do you build it? Well, in Africa, that will be very, very easy for you to do. There's a lot of push in each of our countries, in each of our regions, to ensure that we are building sustainable businesses, and the regulatory frameworks are coming around how to ensure that our carbon markets are vibrant. Some of you may not have heard about plastic credits. Who has heard about plastic credits in the room? For those of you who haven't heard about it, it's something that is actually being birthed with the Plastics Treaty that is about to be a binding legal instrument in the world. And Kenya is one of the countries that is vying to have actually that plastic treaty harbored in Kenya. Why would we qualify? We would qualify because of the work that we have done for our regulatory frameworks, for things such as waste management, for things such as user responsibility. All those things, regulatory framework is already in place, and we are raring and geared to go in terms of the sustainability agenda. And so if you're looking in your business to understand how do we take part in the sustainability code, then Kenya is the place to be. East Africa is indeed the place to be, and Africa is a platform in which you can play. So imagine a future where your investments not only generate returns, but actually transform communities and empower people. I'm sure I don't need to tell you anymore about why you need to partner with Africans to invest in Africa.